Thank you for clicking and welcome to the show. So you like old games.
What's new? Retro games. Can you tell me what's new? Retro games, please. What's new? Retro games. Can you tell me what's new? Retro games this week.
Hello. Yes, it is me. It is Jace at Retrogames. Hello to you. Happy Friday. Happy Retro Gaming Day. It is Retro Games Day, and if you didn't know that, get it on your calendar, quick smart. How are you? Are you having a good life? I don't know if I am. Did you have a good weekend? We had a bank holiday weekend. Did you make the most of it? Yeah, absolutely. Tip down in the UK if you're not from England. I don't know, maybe it was different in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. All right, Southern Ireland. Oh, I'm getting in the cul-de-sac of listing countries. Stop it, Jace. Oh, that was a bit aggressive. Anyway. Welcome to the show. We had a rainy bank holiday weekend. Yeah, what's new? What's new, pussycats? Okay, so let's talk about the show. Last week we got 27 new subscribers for this show. Yeah! Yes, I thought that was pretty good. For one episode of this show, 27 new people joined our club. And I want to say a big hello to you if you are new to the channel, if you're new to, since I've been doing this 5 episodes of this now, what's this week at Retro Games, slightly rejigged, more compact though I am going on a bit today, version of the show. Welcome to our crazy little corner of YouTubes. Sorry PJ. Welcome to anybody who thinks games should be fun, shouldn't they? Very dry. A lot of those people talking about retro stuff, very dry. I'm not dry, I'm very damp. Come on, Retro Games News.
Tell me the Retro Games News.
Oh, I had to rush away to grab this. Yes, it's a letter. We got a letter at Retro Games Towers this week, and it was quite an interesting one, and I thought I'm definitely reading that out on the show. This is exactly the words that were written to me. Hi, my name is Ian McCranner, and I am the guy who played the role of Angus McGregor in the Atari Jaguar game Kumi Ninja. Okay, I know, that is an obscure game, isn't it? But anyway, let me carry on. Well, let's check out Angus in action. Here he is. He's got a lovely ginger beard. Now, the thing about Kumi Ninja is it uses digitised graphics. So our friend Ian is actually in the game as himself. That's a very special move. You always wondered what Scottish men kept under their kilts. It's a fireball. Let's do a headbutt. Ooh, yeah, the classic Scottish fighting move. Headbutt. Go. He's died. Okay, in his home territory. Oh, he died. That's enough of the death. Let's see Angus win. Come on, kill that holiday maker. Ooh. He continues, due to the interest in retro gaming, yeah, you betcha, I've been getting invites to conventions. I am now looking at growing my profile, so I'm offering collectors and game stores the opportunity to have me sign a copy of the game, free of charge! Looking forward to hearing back from you, Ian! Yeah, that is an unusual letter to get. I just thought I've got, if anybody wants their copy of Kumi Ninja signed, all you have to do is just drop me an email, sales@retrogames.co.uk, and I will forward that on to Ian, and you can have your game signed for free. Well, I guess there'll be some postage charges involved. Moving on, let's talk about eBay. Now, I use eBay quite a lot. I'm sure we all do. I mean, even though Retro Games is older than eBay, they did slightly get ahead of us in the selling business. But this week it's come to my attention. They have completely broken their own site. Check this out. Now, I've been having problems with search results. Not our own items, which appear 700 miles down at the bottom of the page, but just searching for general items. For most of the week I've been typing in very specific searches and getting tens of thousands of results, and I really didn't know what was going on, and of course today I've gone to show you and it's working properly again, so maybe it was all in my imagination. But anyway, let's talk about other eBay gripes. As you may know, eBay is currently locked in a sales battle with Lithuanian sales site Vinted, and now they concentrate on clothes. So in answer to that, eBay are now allowing all sellers to sell their clothes for free. Yes, a new tiered way of selling. Yeah, you sell the right thing, you can have it for free, mate. You can list it for free, no fees, nothing. Oh, you sell computer games? Well, you'll have to advertise your listings so they appear on the first page. Oh yeah, that's okay. It's only about 25% of the sale value. Now, in other eBay news, AI has been through the eBay site and discovered 40 fakes of classic works of art. Now, imagine spending £2 million and then finding out it's a fake. I'm sure eBay's lawyers are on it, but are they culpable? Is there historic sales going back decades where they've allowed sellers to sell fake stuff for massive prices? Oh my goodness, could be the end of eBay, maybe? And finally, this week eBay got fined £2.4 million, and it was all thanks to a lady in Massachusetts who dared to make a newsletter criticising eBay. In response, eBay employees were authorised to send her disgusting things through the mail. These included a funeral wreath and spiders and cockroaches. I can't wait to see what comes through my letterbox now. So, if you don't already know, every week we go through all the great items that come into retrogames.co.uk. I pick my top 10 best items of the week, and then I show you a montage of all the stuff not good enough to get in there. Here it is. Let's start in the bargain basement, and here we have Pocket Simon. It doesn't work, but what a great repair project. Street Racer box for the Atari VCS. This is what racing games looked like in 1979. It's like a helicopter shooter, isn't it? Loads of PS2 thrown into the basement this week, like Pirates, Legend of Black Cat or Tekken Tag. This was the first Tekken game released for the PS2. It's still pretty good, isn't it? Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. Now, this is a game that is rated as one of the worst games on PS2, and I don't understand why. Throwing robots over the wall, taking down UFOs with your minigun. Yeah, underrated, I'd say. Zone of the EastEnders, as I like to call it, from Hideo Kojima. What about this? Ghost Hunter, missing the manual. Now, can you guess what this gangster game is? It's pretty fun, isn't it? Yeah. Go on, smash her head. Oh, nasty. This game's got driving sections. It's very GTA inspired, isn't it? Maybe a little bit like Driver. It's got some. It's so full of swearing, I really struggled to find a good clip. It is Reservoir Dogs, based on the Tarantino movie. Brilliant. Burnout 3 Takedown, probably the best game in the series. Now, these games, I forgot how fast they were. This is on a PS2, and look at it, the takedowns and the damage. This was Criterion at their very best. One of the greatest racing games ever made, I'd say. They took what Need for Speed had done and blew its blimmin' doors off. Time to bring this series back to its roots. There's nothing wrong with having tracks in car games. Open world sucks. Come on, bring it back. Toshinden on PS1. It's a classic rival to Tekken, though clearly not quite as good. That looks painful. That is a horrible death move. Let's climb out of the basement and head to Commodore Land, where we had a magnificent light fantastic pack of the Commodore 64C. But yes, those shift buttons are yellowed, just those keys. And it's got everything. It's in immaculate condition apart from that. Even all those horrible games nobody ever played. This is the Lotharic. No, not Lonzeric. This is a SD floppy drive emulator for Atari ST and Amiga. The Tomy Barcode Battler this week. Yes, swipe the cards and beat the monsters. It was ahead of its time and nobody wants it anymore. How about this? Caveman. And I know what you're thinking, didn't you get one of those last week that didn't work in the box? And then the next week you get one that works. Oh, typical, isn't it? This is what it's like working at Retrogames, but a beautiful game. Hard to believe this didn't make it to the top 10. Grandstand Munchman. I haven't played one of these on the show yet. Its time will come. Another Tomy game, this is Tomy Tennis. Classic LED action. Over to Nintendo and the classic expansion pack for N64. Well, what about these replacement thumbsticks for N64 controllers? On the Game Boy, Mickey Mouse and an original release. I know we all hate Mickey Mouse in the UK, it's not just me, but still a classic game. How about this? Mickey's Racing Adventure. Yes, for the Game Boy Color. It's by Rare. Can you believe this game? And this is what it plays like. But yeah, terrible collision detection there. It's a little bit of it's like a kiddie game. It's like a bumping around game. You go into the water and you're riding a slipper, sliding along the water, and then we get back to the road and we'll turn back into a car. Let's remind ourselves of what this is based on. This is Mickey's Speedway on the N64. Now this is a game by Rare. Imagine working for Rare, you're working on that super duper Mario Kart style game, and Nintendo say, we need a version for the Game Boy, and you have to churn out this crud. Another week, another original Atari VCS, but this one has been modified, has got AV out, perfect for playing on modern TVs. And what about this? This is the junior version, and it's also modded very discreetly. And what about an original box joystick to go with it? A Dragon 32 cartridge game. It's Berserk. And when you play it, you realise it's exactly like Berserk, but it's not licensed. There's no Atari logos, and it says on the cartridge, illegal to copy. Hypocrites. Dragon Selection 2, serious software in a squashy box. What about this? A Coco SDC, an SD card for Dragon 32 and Tandy TRS-80. Mr. Do on the ColecoVision. Answers on a postcard. What's the difference between Dig Dug and Mr. Do? Nobody really knows. The nicest Sega things we listed this week have already sold, so I can't show them, but we've got this lovely Saturn. We don't get many Saturns these days. What about a Sega control stick? I love the way it says control actually on the end of the stick. A Mega Drive 32X module. The values just keep rising on these. Toe Jam and Earl 2 is the sequel. Didn't we have the third one on the Xbox on the show last week? It's a fun arcade platformer from the days when things were crucial and the kids said radical. It's very cool and groovy. Nobody wears their caps like that anymore, do they? Maybe Lando Norris does. It's actually a very well designed game, packed full of variety, some very strange vertical levels and mini games, loads of surprises, and that is what makes games special, getting surprised. Now the last game that didn't make it is for the Spectrum. It is Cannibals from Outer Space, another copy of this super rare game, but it is just a bit of a dreary, sleepy isometric adventure game. There is no eating children, and that's what we all wanted to see. Yeah! Okay, top 10 time already!
What's number 10?
And here it is the Persegonist game of the week. Taking up the 10 slot, slipping down the order. Psygnosis game. We've been showing a Psygnosis game in the top 10 every episode so far, and I thought, don't stop now. I might stop next week. This might be the last one. It is Brian the Lion, one of the worst titles for any video game ever. It doesn't look like a Psygnosis game. I know, I agree with you, but check out what it plays like. This is him, this is Brian. He wears Bermuda shorts. He's a cuddly teddy in Bermuda shorts, that's fine. But look at these guys. They're Monty Mole, aren't they? That is Monty Mole. If you're sticking a mole in a miner's outfit, then you are literally giving us a throwback to Monty Mole. That's who they are. It's a fairly laboured, cheesy, a typical Amiga platformer really, but I mean we've just had a look at Toe Jam and Earl 2, and that's a lot more style and pizzazz about that. This does feel very basic and simple. I was almost fed up with it until I got to this level. Someone's been playing Ghouls and Ghosts. It is a bit of a rip-off, isn't it? And the music's a bit Michael Jackson's Thriller, isn't it? I do like it though. I mean, I love Amiga music anyway, but this is pretty decent. Yeah, I'm surprised. I like Brian the Lion a lot better than I thought I would. And here it is. It's got a white box. It's got a very cartoony, kid-like comic strip image on the front. Cheesy, not the quality, you know, I say it every week, those Roger Dean covers are so evocative. It's got the inside card box, the recyclable card box, not the owl. And there we have the discs and the manuals. This is from the tail end of Psygnosis' glory days. I know, Sean, they didn't have any glory days, but they did have some glory days. I mean, can we compare Psygnosis to Ultimate Play the Game? Because every time you saw a new game coming out by Psygnosis for the Amiga or the Atari ST, you got a bit excited. If you saw an advert and it just had an image of the game, you got a bit excited because you knew they were going to be quality, a certain level of quality, even though in the end it might have been quality over substance. Brian the Lion there. Moving on.
What's number 9?
Number 9, and it is a Sega game. Yes, a Sega. You're thinking, well, that's not a Sega. Yes, it's a Sega game. That's not a Sega. Yes, it is. It's a Sega. What are you talking about, Jace? It's a Dreamcast game. That's right. It's a Sega Zelda game. Yes, Zelda game. Yeah, who'd have thought it? The Legend of Zelda Outlands for the Sega Dreamcast. It's a homebrew. Obviously, it's a homebrew. Before I go into it, let's show you what the game looks like. Yes, this is on the Dreamcast. Okay, give them a break. It's new content for the Dreamcast. Sure, it looks like a NES game. Yeah, okay. You think you've done all this before, but no, it is a new game in the Zelda, classic top-down Zelda style. Okay, let them off, it's homebrew. It's Zelda on a Dreamcast. Here it is. It looks very, very official looking artwork. It's got an E on there, but it is multi-region. And there is the disc, looks very good, looks very professional. But it's made by RGL Repro Game Lab. Interesting. It's an interesting game, definitely worthy of the top 10. What's next?
What's number 8?
And the number 8 slot is hardware. We love to have some hardware on the show. We've been testing a lot of hardware again this week, as you've probably already seen in the montage. And we've got a load more hardware heading to the site next week. So, you know, there might be something more exciting in the hardware in next week's top 10. What is it, Jace? What is it? Well, it's something very unusual. It is this. It is a Nintendo Famicom Mark II. That is an official Famicom. But it looks like it's American SNES related, I know, but it's not. It's Japanese. It is a Famicom. That's the original. That is the original family computer. Came out in 1984. It was the first. I hope I haven't got that year wrong. It was the first cartridge-based home console from Nintendo, and there are so many millions of games for the Famicom, and they've got brilliant titles and colours and. And they're very, very cheap. You can build up a fantastic, exciting Nintendo collection for very little money on the Famicom. And this console is completely compatible with your TV, with everything. Let me just show you, because, yes, it takes NES controllers. I've got one in the box, I'll show you. It has a standard cartridge slot. No flashing light issues like you get on a NES. Yeah, normal standard cartridge slot. And at the back, look at that old baby. Yeah, we love you. We love you, you standard AV out socket. Same as on the SNES, on the Gamecube, on the N64. Standard. You can use any old leads. You'll be able to play this in HD with converters. You'll be able to do all sorts and play this game. It comes with an AV cable. It comes with a NES controller. It comes with a UK power supply. It's a fantastic way to play amazing original Famicom games in their original state on a proper actual Nintendo machine on your modern TV. What a wonderful thing. Too much hype, Jace. What's next?
What's number 7?
Atari!
Atari in the house!
Yes, Atari's in the house. Obelix, one of the worst titles for any game ever. It's related to Asterix. I think Asterix's buddy. Obelix. Let's check out Obelix for the Atari VCS or 2600. This is a strange one. You control 2 people at the same time. Asterix is in the main game area. And he can touch the bad guys and freeze them. And then you also control Obelix, who is at the top holding a massive breeze block, and he can try and smash them on the head. There we go. And then you squash them, and then you collect a letter. Which I think spells out Obelix. It's a strange one. It's okay. It's okay. And there it is. What an immaculate example. This game is worth a lot more if it's the NTSC USA one. That is super rare because nobody in America really cared about Asterix, and nobody in the UK really cared about Asterix, but he's massive on the continent. On the continent, massive in Europe. You guys will know. So yeah, it did terribly. There was a limited release in America, but it sold terribly. So that version is crazy price. But this is beautiful. It's a beautiful example. I'll just pull this out there. There's the, there's the cartridge. Got the P on the back. Got the P sticker on the back. Amazing condition. And have we got a manual? Have we got a manual? Yes, we've got the manual, and there it is, perfect condition too. A lovely example of a hard to find Atari game, and we all love a bit of Atari. What's next, Jace?
What's number 6?
And we're back to Nintendo for number 6. It is the legendary Super Gunstar Heroes for Game Boy Advance. Let's have a little snippet of it. And you join me on a boss battle. Look at the graphics. And it's so intense. Look at the amount of fire and the bullets sprayed everywhere. Incredible animation. You can tell it's a treasure game. That's not the end of this boss battle. No, we're up here now. Oh my goodness, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. I get very stressed out with boss battles anyway, but this one's so intense. It's amazing to think this is on the humble Game Boy Advance, isn't it? Still not finished. No, it's developed into this crazy Transformer thing now. Oh, just die, will you? Just get it over with. Can't stand you. I'm really starting to hate you. And this is the American version, much more collectible than the UK one. No one really understands why. And look at the box. That is beautiful. It is so shiny, like new. That is the beauty of card boxes. They get distressed. They get worn. They get mullered. I hate that word. Who says mullered? That's been mullered. Don't say it, Jace. You hate it, so why are you saying it? But it does mean you have the differentiator of condition, and when you find something absolutely pristine, it really stands out as exciting. Let's get this on the camera. Absolutely perfect. In a box there, we've got some stuff. We've got a Nintendo Power Flyer magazine. We've got a health and safety guide, and we've got, oh my god, look at that manual. Yeah! Never getting bored of that. Absolutely brand new condition inside that box. Beautiful example of a highly regarded run and gun action game.
What's number 5?
Number 5, and it is a toy. It's a toy. It's a toy. Go crazy. It's Toad. Captain Toad from Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. You'll know that game from the Wii U. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker character figure. Now let me just get him out of the box. You're going to like this guy. Look at him. Let's open the plastic. Oh, isn't he cute? You can imagine him on your game shelf, can't you? His hat comes off. Let me just take his hat off and I'll fiddle. And there, he's got a lamp on it. There it is. Shines. Beautiful little thing, perfect. It would fit lovely on the shelf next to you. Look, blinding you. I'm blinding you with my lamp. That's not how Toad talks. Just in case, just for reference, I don't do the voiceover. Yeah, but what a lovely little thing. It's a great little toy to have on your shelf. And it's very rare because it was only available to Nintendo Club members as a reward. So you trade in your points and you get it that way. This was never released for retail. You could not buy it. Which makes it quite expensive. It does come with a manual. I'll just show you the box. It's faded, a bit faded on the back, where it's been on the wrong shelf near the wrong window. But what a lovely toy. I don't want to let this go, so please don't buy it. Next.
What's number 4?
Number 4, you're getting excited. It gets better when you get high numbers, doesn't it? And what about this? It is a, you think, don't, Jace, it's boring, Jace. No, it is a Scion SER5 pocket computer, and I love these kind of devices. And I know some of you guys do. Let's just show that. Look at that. So imagine you've got massive, massive pockets. Maybe you've got dungarees. They've got that big pocket at the front. You can slide this straight in there. It's quite heavy. I would say, 800 grams, maybe more than that. But this is the thing about this. It's such a beautiful thing. It's got a pop-out stylus. Let me show you the stylus. There it is. Forget the DS. Look at this monster. That is a king of styluses. Rubber tip. It's got a rubber tip, mum. Yeah, beautiful. That goes in and just clicks in. And then the back, you've got the battery compartment. I put some batteries in it because I was going to show you it working. It's got a couple of little slots here. There's a cartridge slot there. There's cartridge slot. And then on the other side, you've got so neat and compact. That's for the battery back memory. It's like a little memory socket. It is such a neat device. Now, even at the front, I'll show you this. If you push this down, hang on. Oh, you push that down, and it reveals little play buttons for recording. Can you see? There's a stop, play, and record. So you can use it as a dictaphone. It's just like, this is like the jack of all trades. It is the Swiss Army knife of pocket computers. Now let's actually, I love the action as you open these. And if you've never opened one of these things, you won't understand the joy, but there is a lot of joy in just the way it's been engineered. Look at the keyboard. I'll hold it right. It slides out, and it's massive now. And now it's like a proper laptop, and you can see I've got it turned on there. What's it asking me to do? Delete folder. No, don't delete the folder. Touch sensitive screen, as you can see there. I don't know what I can get it to do to show you, but you can see that it's LCD. You can see the graphics are on there. It's fully working, but it's a really lovely proper keyboard with proper depth on each key. You can actually type. This was state of the art. This was, I think, is it 95-ish? 97, I think. 97 this came out, and it really was state of the art pocket computer. And it doesn't just come on its own. It comes with a cable to connect it to your PC. Brilliant. That's what you want to do, isn't it? Big computer, little computer, like the song. And then you've got a Scion disk with like software and stuff that you can upload into it, And you can save programs. I think it's got 4 megabytes of RAM. That's like 8 Amiga 500s. I think it's a 32-bit RISC I'm sure it is a 32-bit RISC processor in this thing. That's the same as the old called Archimedes. It was ahead of its time. It uses Epoch. That's the internal language system, its own language system. They worked hard to develop a really unique device. I think this was the last. There was an advanced version of the 5, but this really is the last versions that Scion released as pocket computers. We all moved on. The blimmin' phones ruined it, didn't they? The phones ruined it. Sorry, Scion. What's next? Top 3.
What's number 3?
Now, in any other week, this game would have been number 1. And you're thinking, Jace, why isn't it number 1 then? I don't know. Well, because there's something else that's even better. But this box, oh my God, this game is called The Horde. It's a PC CD-ROM game. It's a rare conversion, actually. It's originally well known for the 3DO version. A popular RTS. It's like a comic RTS strategy game. A lot of fun to play. I really loved it on 3DO. But this is the PC version, and it has such a beautiful box. Let me just show you. Ooh, what is that, Jace? What is that? It is a box with teeth. Let me get that on. Look at. Oh, I'm eating you. That is gorgeous. I'm going to do this for a long time.
I'm going to eat you, you dirty king.
It's a lot of fun, isn't it? What a box. And it's die cut. You can see there's the. If I take it out, look, you see it's got the teeth all cut out. I mean, yes, it's a CD-ROM. You're thinking, Jace, it's a PC CD-ROM game. Yeah, but the packaging they went to, extra links they go to on a lot of PC stuff. Just that, I mean, that looks very much the same as the 3DO long box manual. And there's the disc. There's not much else to show you. Not much else to show you, apart from...
I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat you and suck your face off.
What's number 2?
What do you mean, get carried away? Number 2, And it's a game from one of my favourite all-time formats. It's a Vectrex game! Yeah, number 2. Rocking the old Vectrex is Hyper Chase. This is the definitive racing game. They've released Pole Position right in the UK or Europe, but Hyper Chase is the main racing game for the Vectrex. Many years ago, 2 years ago, I did a show all about the Vectrex, and I played this game live on the show. Let's just remind ourselves what that was like. This is Hyper Chase. This is a racing game. I love racing games. It's got a great engine noise. You wait till you hear it. Really? Oh my goodness. It's super sensitive. I forgot. Right, change gear, man. Change. Picking up pace. Picking up the pace. Oh, it's a gorgeous thing. Look at this going. Oh, one little switch on the joystick and you're out. Oh, very sensitive. It's a very, very sensitive. It's like me, incredibly sensitive. Stop sending those horrible messages. Okay, look at the box on this. Isn't that beautiful? Remember how old this is? 1982. It's immaculate. That's why we've got it in a protector. Absolutely amazing. Glossy. Look at the shine. Look at the shine. Yeah, it's like you just stepped out of the salon. Okay, let's have a look at the contents. Because we do that, don't we? We like to show the contents. It's got the white plastic crunchy thing. It's got the cartridge, of course. It has a beautiful cartridge. And it's got the manual. And it's got the sleeve for the screen. And guess what's inside the sleeve for the screen? Yes, it's the screen. Ah, yes. Oh, everything is green now. Everything is green. I'm having a great time. What's number 1, Jace?
Here it comes, it's number 1.
Yeah! Number 1. It's number 1. It is Robinson's Recm. Sealed from 1994. This game is sealed, and you're thinking, okay, sealed game for a 16-bit format. No, not for a 16-bit format. This game is for the Atari Falcon. Yes, Atari Falcon. Now, if you don't know about the Atari Falcon, I'll show you a picture. The Atari Falcon was the sequel to the Atari ST. It was meant to be the 32-bit challenger to the Amiga 1200. It's sold in tiny numbers. It's estimated less than 1,000 made it out to the UK. Ridiculous, because it's a monster computer. It's got a built-in hard drive, starts with 4 megabytes of RAM. It's a beast, the king of Atari STs, but stupidly, they made it Atari ST incompatible. Morons! So nobody bought it. And the reason nobody bought it is because nobody released any games for it, apart from Cimmerils. Now, as far as I know, Cimmerils are the only company to release proper, mainstream, production, top-notch games for the Atari Falcon. But they only released 5. French company, end of the 1980s they were founded. And they're famous for iShar, aren't they? iShar, yeah, that's it, iShar. And iShar 1, 2 and 3 came out for the Falcon. And one other game, Transantarctica, came out for the Falcon. And this one, Robinson's Recm, I'd say the rarest, because if you liked iShar 1 and 2, I mean, they must have made enough sales on iShar 1 to release 2 and 3, but I guess when you've got a format with only 5 games out for it, you're going to buy them 5 games. I guess Atari were aiming that as a serious machine, like a business end, but yeah, just weird, isn't it? Weird. It's a point-and-click adventure. It's not really worth the expense of getting a Atari Falcon. How much does the last Atari Falcon we sold go for? Oh, yeah, expensive. But here we go. I'll just have a little... It is still sealed. Nobody... Well, I guess it was stuck in a shop. It was stuck in the shop, in the Atari Falcon section, and nobody ever came in who had an Atari Falcon, and nobody ever bought it. And now for some painful truth. It is no better than than any Atari ST version of anything. This is pretty much exactly the same as playing it on an ST. This encounter's awkward, isn't it? This guy. Get away from him. Get away from him. Oh, he's come and he walks nicely. We're ready with a punch. Right in the happy sack. Oh, and again. Oh, I mean that'd floor me. That really would floor me if someone's going to punch me there repeatedly. So there we have it. Robinson's Recm. What a game to finish the show on. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please keep watching the show, and I'll keep making it if you do. There's a deal for you. Until next time, happy retro gaming, retro gamers.
Retrogames says thank you for watching. Retrogames says thank you for watching.
Anybody else wish it was bank holiday this weekend too?